My girlfriend applied for a fiancé visa using forged documents saying we were engaged. I found out from USCIS. I told her, we need to talk. Then I reported the fraud to immigration. ICE was waiting at her apartment. I, 29 male, got the letter from USCIS on a Thursday afternoon. I'd just gotten home from my job at an engineering firm when I saw the official government envelope in my mailbox. My stomach dropped before I even opened it. The letter was asking me to confirm details about my K-1 fiancé visa petition for Alina, 26, my girlfriend of 18 months. Problem was, I'd never filed any visa petition. The letter included copies of documents, an engagement contract supposedly signed by me, photos from an engagement party I'd never attended, even a fake receipt for a ring I'd never bought. My signature was forged pretty well, but I knew I hadn't signed shit. I sat in my kitchen staring at these papers for probably 20 minutes. Alina was at her retail job and wouldn't be home until 9. We'd been living together for 6 months in my apartment. She was here on a student visa that was expiring in 3 months, something she'd been increasingly anxious about. The documents claimed we'd been engaged since January. It was now October. According to the paperwork, I'd supposedly proposed at a restaurant downtown, bought a $4,800 ring, and we'd had a party with 30 guests. I texted her, "We need to talk when you get home." She replied instantly, "Everything okay, babe? Just need to discuss something." While waiting, I did some digging. Found out Alina had used a lawyer named Gregory Holst. Googled him. He specialized in complicated immigration cases and had some sketchy reviews about document preparation. I called USCIS to verify the letter was real. It was. They said I had 30 days to respond. Alina came home all smiles, kissing me on the cheek. "What did you want to talk about?" I put the letter on the table. Her face went white, then red. Then she started crying. "I can explain. I was going to tell you. My visa is expiring," and I panicked, and Gregory said, "You forged federal documents with my name on them." "It's not like that. I was going to tell you after it was approved, and then we could just get married for real." "I love you." I asked her to see her phone. She refused. I told her she needed to pack her things and leave. She went ballistic. "You're kicking me out over paperwork? It's just paperwork. I did this for US. You committed fraud using my name. That's a federal crime." She tried every manipulation tactic, crying, screaming, threatening to hurt herself, saying I was racist. I'm not. I'm literally the son of immigrants myself, claiming I led her on, promised to marry her, then backed out. None of it was true. She packed a bag and went to stay with her friend Oksana. Update 1. Holy hell, this exploded into insanity fast. First, Alina had Oksana call me pretending to be an immigration lawyer, threatening me with a breach of promise lawsuit. I recorded the call and looked up this lawyer. Oksana was literally just reading from a script. There's no such thing as breach of promise in our state. Hasn't been for decades. Then Alina showed up at my work, showed up at my engineering firm. She made a scene in the lobby, crying about how I abandoned her and destroyed her American dream. Security had to escort her out. My boss, who's actually cool about most things, was not happy. I had to explain the whole situation and show him the USCIS letter. That evening, I got a call from Gregory Holst himself. This sleazeball had the audacity to tell me that I should reconsider because Alina had already paid him $8,000 for the visa process, and it would be wasteful not to proceed. Are you seriously calling me to pressure me into immigration fraud? I'm simply explaining the financial realities. I'm recording this call. He hung up immediately. But here's where it gets really good. I went through our apartment more carefully and found a box hidden in the closet. Inside were practice signatures of my name, a fake lease agreement for an apartment we supposedly shared for 3 years, photoshopped pictures of us at events we never attended, bank statements that she'd altered to show joint finances, love letters from me that I never wrote. She'd been planning this for months. I texted her, "You have 48 hours to get your stuff or it goes on the curb." Her response, "I'll sue you for emotional damage and make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are." I laughed. Then I called my lawyer friend Derek. Then I called USCIS back. The agent was very interested in what I had to share. Update 2. Alina went nuclear with the entitlement. First, she got her friend group to bombard me with messages. Oksana, Dmitry, Katya, and Pavel all had opinions. Oksana, you're ruining her life over nothing. In my country, this is normal. Dmitry, real man would protect his woman, not report her. Katya, she gave you best years of her life. Pavel, you think you're better than us? I didn't respond to any of them, just kept screenshots. Then Alina tried to get back into the apartment when I was at work. The building manager called me. She was claiming to be my fiancé and saying she'd lost her key. She even showed him the fake engagement ring receipt as proof. The manager, bless his heart, knew something was off and didn't let her in. But the peak entitlement came when I met with the USCIS investigator. Yeah, they assigned an actual investigator to this. Agent Martinez was professional but clearly had seen this before. I gave him everything. The forged documents, the hidden box, recordings of the calls. He told me Alina wasn't the only client of Gregory Holst under investigation. How many people has she done this to? I asked. This is her first attempt that we know of, but Mr. Holst has quite a portfolio. That afternoon, Alina had her mom call me from Eastern Europe. This woman, who I'd never met or spoken to, demanded that I be a man and honor my commitment to her daughter. What commitment? I never proposed. You lived with her. In our culture, that is proposal. In our culture, forging federal documents is a felony. You Americans think you're so special. My daughter deserves citizenship. She works hard. She deserves prosecution. The mom started crying about how I was destroying their family's future. Apparently, Alina was supposed to bring her parents and younger brother over once she had her green card. They'd all been planning on this. I felt bad for exactly 0 seconds before hanging up. That night, Alina sent me 73 messages. Yes, I counted, ranging from, "Please baby, I love you. You're overreacting. I'll do anything. You're a pathetic excuse for a man. I hope you die alone. I'm pregnant." She wasn't. "I'll tell everyone you abused me. My lawyer says you have to marry me now. Please, I'm sorry." Derek advised me not to respond to anything and to document everything. Update 3. The other shoe dropped hard. USCIS moved faster than I expected. Turns out when you have clear evidence of visa fraud involving forged documents and a lawyer under investigation, they take it seriously. I got a call from Agent Martinez on Tuesday morning. "Mr. Name, I wanted to give you a heads up. We'll be executing a warrant today." I was at work when it happened, but Oksana made sure I heard about it. She called me screaming that I was a monster and a racist pig because ICE had shown up at her apartment where Alina was staying. Here's what I pieced together from various sources. ICE arrived at 2 p.m. with a federal warrant. Alina tried to claim she wasn't home. Oksana answered the door, but they'd seen her through the window. When they entered, she locked herself in the bathroom and refused to come out, live streaming the whole thing on Instagram, talking about American fascism. They waited her out. She eventually came out, was arrested, and taken to a detention facility pending a hearing. But here's the insane part. While in detention, she called me collect. I actually accepted the call out of morbid curiosity. "Are you happy now? You've ruined my life. You ruined your own life when you committed fraud. It was just papers. Gregory said everyone does it. You're supposed to love me. I was supposed to be able to trust you. I'll be deported. My family will be destroyed. All because you're too selfish to help me. All because you committed multiple federal crimes." She started ranting in her native language. I hung up. Then the flying monkeys arrived in full force. Oksana showed up at my gym, had to get her trespassed. Dmitry tried to confront me at a bar. My buddy Kyle, who's 6'4" and built like a truck, stood up, and Dmitry suddenly remembered he had somewhere else to be. Katya created a fake Instagram account posting that I was an abuser who preys on foreign women. I reported it, sent the screenshots to my lawyer. Pavel left a dead fish on my car windshield. I have it on camera. Reported to police. But the wildest thing? Gregory Holst called me trying to get me to pay Alina's legal fees because I caused this situation by not cooperating. The balls on this guy. I recorded the call and sent it straight to Agent Martinez. Update 4. The hearing happened yesterday. I had to testify. Alina showed up in a conservative dress, looking like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. Her public defender tried to paint her as a desperate young woman who made a mistake in love. The prosecutor presented the forged documents, the evidence I'd found, Records showing she'd been planning this for 8 months. Text messages between her and Gregory about finding the right target. Yeah, I was a target. She'd specifically chosen me because I was single, had a stable job, and she, quote, could work him. Her defense? She claimed I knew about the visa application and was now backing out because I found someone else. When asked for proof, she presented printed text messages that were clearly fabricated. The timestamps were wrong, the formatting was off, and they referenced events that never happened. The judge asked her directly, "Did you forge these documents?" She broke down crying. "I just wanted to stay. I work hard, I pay taxes, I deserve to be here. That's not what I asked. Did you forge these documents?" Long pause. Gregory said it was okay. The judge's face was stone. "Mr. Holst told you it was okay to forge federal documents? He said everyone does it. He said Americans are stupid and wouldn't check." Gregory Holst, who was in the courtroom for his own charges, looked like he wanted to disappear. The verdict: Alina was ordered deported and banned from re-entering the U.S. for 10 years. Gregory Holst was facing multiple federal charges for visa fraud conspiracy. After the hearing, Alina's mom called me one more time. This time, instead of anger, she was begging. "Please, you can still fix this. Marry her before she's deported. She learned her lesson. Your daughter committed fraud against me and called me a target in writing. She didn't mean it. She loves you. She loves a green card. You've destroyed our entire family's future. Your daughter did that when she decided to commit crimes. I curse you. You will never find love." I laughed and hung up. Final update: Alina was deported last week. But not before one last explosion of entitlement. 2 days before her deportation, she somehow convinced Oksana to try one more scheme. Oksana filed a police report claiming I'd stolen $5,000 from Alina. The proof? Some Venmo transactions from when we split bills that she claimed were loans. The officer who came to question me was skeptical from the start. I showed him months of transactions proving we always split things evenly, plus texts discussing our bill-splitting arrangement. The report was dismissed, and Oksana got a warning about filing false reports. Then, the morning of deportation, Alina posted a long Instagram rant. Dmitry sent it to me thinking it would hurt me. She claimed I was secretly gay and using her as a cover. What? I'd promised to marry her, then backed out when my real boyfriend found out. I was actually an undercover ICE agent. I'm an engineer. I'd stolen her grandmother's ring. She never had one. I was abusive and controlling, says the woman who forged documents to trap me. The comments were brutal. Even some of her friends were like, "Girl, you committed fraud though." According to Dmitry, who eventually apologized after learning the full truth, at the detention center, Alina tried to claim she was pregnant again. They gave her a test. Negative. Then she said she had a medical condition that would make deportation dangerous. Medical exam found nothing. Finally, she tried to claim asylum, saying she'd be persecuted in her home country. When asked why, she said, "Because everyone will know I failed." That's not how asylum works. She was escorted onto a plane last Thursday. But wait, there's more. Gregory Holst was arrested on 26 counts of immigration fraud. Turns out he'd been running this scheme for years. He had a whole network of people creating fake documents. Alina was just one of about 40 clients he was helping. His office was raided, and they found templates for forged documents, fake stamps, and a list of easy targets. American citizens he thought would be good marks for his clients. The best part? 3 other victims came forward after hearing about my case. One guy had been married to his client for 2 years before discovering the entire relationship was built on fraud. Another woman found out her boyfriend had 6 other fiancés, all using the same scheme. As for Alina's flying monkeys, Oksana is being investigated for her role in the scheme. Turns out she wasn't just a friend, she was getting paid to help forge documents. Pavel got arrested for vandalism, the fish incident, plus he apparently slashed my tires on camera like an idiot. Dmitry actually apologized after his girlfriend showed him the evidence. He genuinely thought I was the bad guy until he saw the forged documents. Katya disappeared, probably worried about her own visa status. I'm doing fine now. Changed my locks again just to be safe. Got a new phone number. And honestly, the whole experience taught me a lot about red flags I'd been ignoring. How she always insisted on taking photos at specific places for memories, building evidence. How she pushed for joint purchases but always backed out last minute, trying to create paper trail. How she was always asking about my salary and savings, measuring the mark. How she frequently talked about other couples getting married so fast, normalizing quick marriage. Last week I got a text from an unknown number. You ruined everything. I was almost free. I didn't respond, just forwarded it to Agent Martinez. This morning, I got an email from Alina's mom with the subject line, "You won." The email just said, "I hope you're proud." She cries every day. I am proud, actually. Proud I stood up for myself. Proud I didn't let someone manipulate me into federal crimes. Proud I helped expose a fraud ring. To anyone reading this who's in a relationship with someone on a visa, there's nothing wrong with international relationships. Most are genuine. But if someone starts pushing for marriage papers before you're ready, or you find out they're doing anything behind your back immigration-wise, run. Don't walk, run, and document everything. And think. Oh, and fun fact, I'm actually dating someone new now. Met her at my friend's barbecue last month. She's from Ohio. No visa drama. It's refreshing. Alina, if you're reading this from your hometown, trying to figure out how to get back to America, you can't. You're banned. For 10 years. Maybe use that time to learn that fraud isn't love, forgery isn't romance, and targeting people for green cards isn't a relationship. Peace out. Edit. To those saying I should have just married her, you realize that would make me guilty of immigration fraud too, right? That's prison time. No thanks. Edit 2. Yes, this is all legal. Yes, I had every right to report federal crimes committed against me. No, I don't feel bad. She made her choices. Edit 3. Gregory Holst was sentenced to 8 years federal prison last week. His client list is still being investigated. If you used him for immigration services, you might want to lawyer up.